Yeah, it's finally over, and October is here, baby. The government is shut down, and all over DC there's alarm bells ringing out because we're all in panic. Oh wait, that's just Democratic Representative Jamal Bowman committing a felony. You might even call it an insurrection.
Jamal Bowman, who represents much of the Bronx in Westchester County, is under investigation for pulling a fire alarm before the House voted on the funding bill earlier this evening. A camera captured Bowman pulling the alarm. He says it was an accident and told reporters he was trying to get through a door thinking the alarm would open it.
If this fool can't even figure out a damn door, then maybe he shouldn't be representing anybody. I mean, I know he's mentally handicapped, but is he actually physically handicapped and he needs one of those buttons that automatically opens a door? Couldn't he just push the damn thing? Anyway, I guess that's just the nature of the circus they're running down there in DC. Luckily, though, it looks like they have decided to keep the circus running. According to this article on CNBC, Biden has signed a 45-day funding bill to keep the government open. And while this only does keep the government open for 45 days, it also gives them 45 days to figure out if they can put money together to keep spending on Ukraine in order to keep the government open after this 45 days is up. And oh boy, does the White House plan to continue funding Ukraine. This just means more government spending, and the only way they're going to be doing that, especially with the economy being in the shitter like it is for them to continue printing money. And with the treasury market being more and more saturated, it looks like it's just a matter of time until they have to add those treasuries back to the Fed's balance sheet. It looks like the market already knows that this is coming because we're exploding to the upside currently, with Bitcoin being up about $2,000 in the last couple of days, sitting at $28,300 at the time of recording. October is one of the most bullish months here, and it looks like we're already up 5% as according to this chart. And you might even be surprised that we did have a green month last month, with us being up about 3.9% for the whole month, and it being the only green month that we've had in September for the past about 5 years or so. The last 2 years that we had a green month in September was back in 2015 and 2016, and in 2015 we did pump about 2.3% in September, which is pretty comparable to what we did last month. And in the month following, which was obviously October, we pumped about 33.5%, meaning that this could be one of the most bullish months that we've had so far this year. October is one of the most bullish months of the year generally for the crypto space, and it looks like we've got a lot of the uncertainty behind us, and it looks like we might even have just nothing but bullish news in front of us. Gary Gensler of the SEC did delay the BlackRock ETFs last week, getting ready for the government shutdown that was coming up supposedly this week. And while it's definitely not necessarily bullish for the price that the BlackRock ETF was delayed, it does bring some uncertainty out of the market. And with everybody being torn previously on whether we were going to be getting the spot ETF in October or if it was going to take till next year, now that uncertainty is washed away, and it looks like the market kind of knows what to expect, at least for the next few months. So really, any good news is going to be enough to probably cause some bullish momentum, and it looks like we are starting to get some of that right now. According to this article by Bitcoin Magazine, the Coinbase Exchange has been approved to offer Bitcoin buying to institutions in Singapore. And with Singapore having some pretty heavy regulations when it comes to financial stuff, and with Singapore being full of a bunch of really big investors, it looks like this could be bullish for the whole crypto space, and it could actually push our regulators to be more accepting of cryptocurrency because this is basically supercharging innovation overseas, and if they don't want this innovation to take hold overseas and we want it to happen here in America, then they're going to have to start being more accepting of the technology and actually push some regulation through that makes these institutions feel comfortable investing in the technology. And if this wasn't bullish enough, we actually have the FTX trial starting this week, meaning that this is going to bring a lot of attention back to the crypto space. And with some of the supposed hucksters and fraudsters, as Gary Gensler likes to say, being charged and actually going to court, maybe we'll actually start to see the narrative change on whether cryptocurrency is just run by a bunch of scammers or if it's actually going to be regulated and scammers are going to be punished, making it more viable for people to actually be invested in the space. According to this article, it looks like the customers that were actually ripped off by the FTX scandal are doubling down on cryptocurrency, and this is probably the right move because everybody knows that there's a lot of money to be made in the crypto space, and whenever you fall off your bike, what do? You got to get back up and get back on that baby and ride it off into the sunset. Not to mention, it looks like they put a lot more money than everybody was expecting back together and accumulated a lot of funds that were scattered all across this tangled web of incompetent investments. And maybe the FTX customers are actually going to be getting more of their funds back than they previously expected. And if Mt. Gox is actually any indication, then it could be a while till they get it, and whenever they get it back, it could be worth a whole lot of money. So if you're still in the space, even after all of the FTX collapse and all of the government hatred, then you might want to follow the lead of all of these other FTX customers and double down on cryptocurrency too, because it looks like this train is starting to leave the station and you don't want to miss the ride this time. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is this going to be a bullish October for cryptocurrency, or is it actually going to end up being a Shocktober this year and shock us all to the downside? Either way, don't forget I've got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with early access on X. And if you want real-time updates or just to chat with the community, you can do that only at the Only Good Discord. There's a link down in the description. Also, if you want to support the channel, there's gear over at onlygoodcrypto.com. And don't forget to hit the like, follow, and subscribe buttons. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.